I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
It's been said there is no mob.
Would you describe in detail just what it was you did for Mr. Luke?
Whatever he wanted.
Nail him. That there is justice in America.
It's taken me 3 years to get Vic Luca in front of a grand jury. You gonna help me nail this guy?
That a witness and his family can be protected.
If somebody makes me unhappy, I send for you.
Take good care of that kid, because he's my life insurance.
It's all a lie. Hit list. He was the mob's next target, but he wasn't going to be their next victim. Hit list.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time from Chris Rogers. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in requesting any type of videos in general, feel free. You just send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now this is for a 1989 film called Hit List, which I've heard of because it's directed by William Lustig, who did Maniac Cop films, Vigilante, among others. I remember the cover of the VHS because I don't think this is on DVD. I don't believe so. There was someone under a car and like haven't gotten run over or ready to get run over. Like, what's this about? And the cast, you got Jan Michael Vincent, may he rest in peace. He was on the TV show Airwolf. He was in Hooper with Burt Reynolds. He was in Extra 2. He's our lead. Leo Rossi from Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. He was also in the Relentless movies, which I've never seen the sequels. At one point I tried to get the DVDs of those, but they were out of print and way too expensive. Because he co-stars in the first Relentless, then I think he's the star in the Relentless 2, 3, and 4, I believe. He's in the film. Charles Napier, Murdoch from Rambo for Split Part 2. He's in here as a police officer. Rip Torn. He's in here as a crime boss. And Lance Henriksen, who stole the show as a hitman. He's the hitman in this movie. Like I said, he stole the show. He was the best part of the movie. And overall, I liked it as a time waster. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I mean, it starts off interesting enough where there's a funeral and Charles Napier's cop comes in. Him and his partner busts his coffin open. They stab into the guy. And there's fucking cocaine in the body in the middle of this funeral. Again, interesting way to start off a film. They get Leo Rossi, try to turn him as a witness against crime boss Rip Torn. And Leo Rossi's like, well, I don't want to do that. At the same time, he does have a kid, so he wants to be careful of his well-being. Rip Torn thinks Leo Rossi's going to talk, so he sends a hitman, played by Lance Henriksen, who is a shoe salesman as well as a hitman. Interesting enough. And it does show what he's capable of. There's a hit he does early on where he sneaks into a prison, rappels down, slides down, sneaks in, stabs some people in the throat, does karate. Now, whether it's Lance or a double, I don't know. I'm like, is Lance doing karate? Or a double is, but for the character, it shows his skills, and even takes one guy, slams his head into a jail cell door to kill him. And then he's hired to find Leo Rossi, but he goes to the wrong place. And instead he goes to the place of Jan Michael Vincent, who's away at the moment at the store. And so Lance kills Jan Michael Vincent's buddy, played by Harold Sylvester. He was one of the characters in Uncommon Valor, one of the helicopter pilots, along with Tim Thomerson and such. Kidnaps Jan Michael Vincent's kid, knocks his wife out, so she's in the hospital. And of course Jan is pissed and wondering, where the fuck is my kid? Ultimately gets with Leo Rossi, and the two of them are going to try to find Jan Michael's kid. Now, the acting, I did not mind. The cast really helped propel this movie for me. It's not an action-packed flick. There's a little bit here and there. Lance Henriksen's first hit. There's actually an interesting choice of location where Leo Rossi and Jan Michael Vincent, they're chased into this building that's pretty much laser tag. Yeah, it's like a laser tag building. People have the outfits and the lighting. Again, very unique location. I appreciate that. Where they have to deal with people chasing after them. You get a fairly decent car chase at the end. In particular, when Lance Henriksen gets on it, and the great stunt work involved with that, where Lance Henriksen's character is almost falling off the balcony, and he's holding on to the vehicle door, and then being under the vehicle. Getting some pretty damn decent stunt work on that bit. Leo Rossi brings a certain fun energy to it. Lance Henriksen's a very underrated actor. It's always nice to see him, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. I think he's very underrated in the mainstream. People know him for Bishop and Aliens, or maybe as, this character in Hard Target. But among other film, the TV show Millennium. But he hasn't gotten a lot of big roles in big mainstream films, which is a shame. I mean, this is a great actor that could be utilized more in bigger projects, but just isn't. But he definitely brought a good sense of intensity to his role. As a guy who's cold-blooded guy, ready to do what he needs to do. I think there's a line dialogue explaining him. I think Leo Rossi says, "That guy's so twisted, when he dies they have to screw him into the ground." Sadly, one issue is Jan Michael Vincent is okay, but just okay. Because sadly with him, he dealt with a lot of substance abuse problems. A lot. Sadly, most of his life until up to his death. Because he passed away, bad health problems because of more so the alcohol abuse. I think there was a point one of his legs was amputated later in life, and he got into a lot of drunk driving accidents, and which really fucked him up, his health, his body. That was a demon. He never chased away that demon. And it affected his acting a bit. He's okay. I could deal with him. But I do think there are other actors who would have been much stronger in the lead. Like, if you had Eric Roberts, although I think he was doing best of the best around this time, but if he was able to do both, Eric Roberts would have been really cool as the lead. Or James Woods would have been cool as the lead. Like James Woods versus Lance Henriksen, or Eric Roberts versus Lance, or I'm trying to think. Even someone like, I don't know, Michael Dudikoff. Or Tom Atkins. Or, I'm just thinking of random stuff now. Robert Davi. Robert Davi's worked with William Lustig in the Maniac Cop sequels. Have Robert Davi be the lead. Or even Charles Napier. He worked as a lead in Deep Space. He plays a cop. Let him be the lead with Leo Rossi. I just think there are other actors that would work better than Jan Michael Vincent, because he's a bit off at times. I think because of what was going on in his life. I do think sadly that is a detriment to the film. It's not something that ruins the film, but I do wish there's a bit more action. Maybe because this is the same director who did Maniac Cop 2 and even Maniac Cop 3, and they felt like there's especially Maniac Cop 2, there's a lot going on for that budget. And when Leo Rossi and Jan Michael Vincent go out to find Jan's kid, you know, like I said, you had the laser tag club scene. That was interesting. But then, that doesn't last long, the two of them as a team. And that was kind of sad. Because then Leo Rossi's in the trial, giving testimony, but not really giving testimony. And then Jan Michael Vincent is by himself, trying to get Lance, but then getting his ass kicked. And Leo Rossi has to go in and help him in the nick of time. The whole trial thing, when nothing really came of it, because he didn't give trial, he didn't turn coat on Rip Torn's character, it kind of made me go, I would rather just have him be with Jan Michael Vincent in the third act the whole time than, or maybe more of an investigation going to here to there, maybe a bit more of the two of them as a team trying to find info and maybe deal with other predicaments or other problems or other bad guys. But it is what it is. Spoiler alert, big spoilers. The finale is entertaining. Like I said, there was some nice stunt work with Lance hanging off the side of the vehicle. Ultimately, he gets under, kind of like the cover of the VHS, which may be over here. And they fucking drive him into the spikes where you get severe tire damage. Runs it right into those. Very creative death for a villain. That's not something you see every day. Also, like Charles Napier, Rip Torn gets out. He's not going to be going to jail. But then Charles Napier just shoots him right out in public. I mean, I know he said it was his last case and he wants to end it. But I'm like, wow, he just fucked up his life. If you wanted to kill Rip Torn, you could have done it maybe more secretive or more nonchalantly. But just shoots him in the middle of all these reporters and such. Okay, well, you're going to jail, Charles Napier. It's not like he was a bad guy in the rest of the film. Is that, oh, okay, I guess that character's going to be screwed. Oh, whatever. But Hit List, it's for free on YouTube. If you're a big fan of Lance Henriksen, it's worth a watch. If you like these kind of movies where it's a little bit of action, a little bit of just thriller, combination of others. If you saw the trailer and it looks interesting to you, yeah, give it a look. It's 80-some minutes long. The cast, for the most part, carries it. If you're going expecting wall-to-wall action, you'd be disappointed. But there's still some fairly decent stunt scenes. Like I say, especially in the third act. I do wish there was a bit more in the first half of the film. I do wish there was a bit more of Jan Michael Vincent and Leo Rossi together, going from point A to point B. And like I said, I don't mind Jan Michael Vincent, but I'm looking over my DVD shows. I think there are other actors you could have picked that would have been more interesting, or not going through the problems he was going at the time. Brad Dourif. Give Brad Dourif a lead. And him face off against Lance Stewart. That'd be interesting. I'd see that. Like I said, I think there were other options. Yeah, that's just me. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.